Hello, everyone. I am Melissa Forziat. I'm a keynote speaker, and my topic is Take the Doughnut. And today I'm sharing with you a little donut wisdom imparted to us by these coconut dipped donuts from Auntie Ruth's Doughnuts and Pretzels in a couple locations in Tennessee. We've got one in Limestone, one in Johnson City. Now, what are these donuts trying to tell us? I believe they're trying to tell us to embody island life. Now, what does that mean? I did grow up on an island. I grew up on Long Island, but that's not the kind of island I'm thinking of. I always had, when I was growing up, I always kind of wanted to go to like a tropical island or an island in the South Pacific, or I really loved the idea of it and I wanted to experience the culture of it. And then when I got a little older, I had an opportunity to work in New Zealand and I had a chance to visit some of the islands around that. Actually, New Zealand itself is a couple islands. And then I got to go on vacation to some islands and see how different and interesting they all were. I specifically remember this one trip that I took. I had a long weekend. It was maybe I took a little bit more than that. And I went to the Cook Islands and I specifically went to Rarotonga. And while I was there, I really enjoyed walking around, sort of taking in all of the experiences that I could. And one of the experiences that I did, and I had to look this up, I booked a spot on a Captain Thomas Lagoon cruise. It was called Captain Thomas Lagoon Cruises and Aqua Sports. I believe that's the company that I went with. And I thought, oh, this will be fun, just to like have a cultural experience on the island. I'm sure it's a really touristy thing to do when you're there, but it was new to me and I really was interested in it. And I thought, oh, this will be relaxing. And it was for me. But while I was doing this, I watched what the tour operators had to do. They played instruments. They played all different instruments and then swapped instruments as we all like sort of came up to them. And then we got on a boat, and I think it might have been a glass bottom boat, and they got us to another smaller island across from us. And while they were doing that, they would dive into the water and they'd pick up marine life and explain it to us and tell us what we were looking at. They caught fish while we were on the boat. And then we got to this other smaller island across the way, and one of them climbed a coconut tree and brought down some coconuts, and they got the coconuts ready for us, and then they cooked the fish, and they found vegetables for us, and they cooked it all, and, and they showed us how to wrap a parea, which is a clothing item that was very versatile apparently. And I just remember thinking, I thought that island life was really relaxing, but what I'm watching these people do, like if you wrote a job description for that job and you asked me to apply for it, I would have had maybe zero of the things that you needed to do that tour operator job. And I just remember thinking that these people were so capable, so understood the roots of the nature that they were in, and really lived that life and lived the land that they were on. And I think sometimes, I'm often on a computer. I'm often doing, work on spreadsheets and social media and all kinds of things as I do my job day to day. And it's easy to get away from what it's like to just use what's around you and work with the land that you're on and kind of be in nature and harness it to whatever extent you can. And there was something about it that felt really grounded to me. So on the days when I feel like it's all too on the screen and my eyes can barely focus in on it anymore, I try to think about that feeling of being grounded. And I think about going for a walk, and I think about being out in nature. And I try to embody island life in whatever way I can in a very non-island lifestyle. So I don't know if that adds anything for you, but I had that memory today when I was looking at these donuts, and I just thought, this is a reminder to just get a little bit more grounded, maybe go for a walk, be outside, get amongst it, and appreciate what's around you. That's what I learned from these donuts, and I hope you take something away from it as well. Take care, everyone.